Fred, nice to meet you. Now,
I've put the seat back so you should be able to hopefully get in. So you get yourself comfortable. And then we can sort Lou out. You alright?
Yeah, that should be alright.
no, it's fine. I will squeeze in one way or another. There we go.
Hang on, your coat's stuck in the door.
There we go.
Yeah. Alright.
Yep.
Right then. Oh, I was just thinking, what's that?
Yes, ignore that.
That's our little camera. Actually, I'll just plug my speedo back in again. So, do you want to sort of say anything before we crack on, Lou, or are you happy to just
hello.
go?
And thank you for doing this.
It's all right, no
and
worries.
I'm imagining Dawn has told you the reasons why we're doing it.
Yeah.
And all the rest of it. But any questions, just ask. And,
right.
And I guess it's just to confirm, Albert, that you're happy that if there's some of this footage that I can use to help train other driving instructors, you're happy for me to put that out in the open and use it in my workshops and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great,
Yeah,
lovely,
that's fine.
thank you very much.
It's not going to be on my Facebook page or anything. It's for all your mates to see. Don't worry about that.
Like that. I don't tag you in it or anything. Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much. But otherwise, just carry on as you guys normally do.
Alright, cool.
Alright?
Yeah.
Comfy?
Yeah.
I haven't seen you for a couple of months, have I? Is your foot alright now?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was actually my calf.
What did you do? Just pull it or something?
It was actually in football, I strained it. So,
But it's okay now.
Yeah,
if at
it's
any
not bad
point
now.
it does hurt, just shout and,
Oh,
you know, do you want you're suffering? Oh, right, okay, when I've finished coughing. So you passed your theory.
yeah.
What scores did you get? Can you remember?
45 on the multiple choice, and I think it was 53.
Hazard perception.
Yeah.
So that's out the way now.
Yeah.
The waiting list now isn't so long for tests.
Oh, right.
So, have you been driving at all since I last saw you?
I haven't. No,
that's okay. Is there anything you're worried about with your drive? Is there anything you particularly want to do today?
Not off the top of my head.
No, okay.
Just the basics, really, I think.
Okay. How do you feel about your test? Are you sort of thinking that you'll book up a date fairly soon?
I feel like I need a couple more lessons, I think.
Okay. So we're doing 2 hours today, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's still okay.
Right.
All right then. My sort of feeling today I was just going to sort of see what you'd been doing in the meantime.
Yeah.
We'll just have a look at you, get back into the groove sort of thing, and I'd probably just spend the first sort of 5 minutes just having a look at you, just to sort of see what you're remembering, what you're not remembering, just to make sure that there's nothing that's leaping out at me and sort of screaming that we need to work on it. How do you feel about your independent drive part of the test, where you're following the signs?
Oh, I think it should be alright, yeah.
Yeah? There's nothing you're worried about with that?
Not really, no. Just practice, I think.
Okay. Do you know the Bournemouth area quite well?
Yeah, fairly well.
Yeah, because we've spent a bit of time, haven't we, doing the sort of the tricky junctions. Any particular junctions that you're wary of? Is there anything that you sort of go, oh God, not this roundabout again, or anything to do with junctions that you're...
Can't really remember. That Porsche one's a bit iffy, but...
Okay, all right, then we can have a look.
We've done that quite a lot. So
yeah, we can have a look at that. You'll probably find as well that you haven't driven for a couple of months, so you're thinking, oh God, what's it going to be like? You'll probably find that you'll be absolutely fine, and you'll just get straight back into it and it'll be fine. So, how about manoeuvres? How do you feel about those?
I think I do need a bit of practice on that, I think.
Right, okay. Any particular one? Or all of them?
Reversing around the corner, I think.
Reversing around the corner, okay. What is it you're concerned about with reversing around the corner?
Well, I've only really tried to do it once or twice, I think, so I just,
I need
to get a bit more comfortable with it. I don't know.
Okay, is it the observations, the accuracy,
I think just the judgment away from the curb and so on.
Right, okay. Okay, all right. So when we're doing the left reverse, we can perhaps start off with that then.
Yeah.
Perhaps. When we're doing the left reverse, where do we look so that we know where the curb is? looking at that mirror. Yeah, that's right. And also don't be frightened to move the mirror down as well, because sometimes people just struggle and I'm going, can you see the curb? And they go, no, not really. So you know, as you know, you've got the mirrors on that side. So let's sort of start off just with a warm-up drive. If there's anything that shouts at me that we need to kind of look at, then we'll do that first, but we'll sort of aim to kind of get somewhere where we can have a little look at the left reverse, have a recap with that, and then really just have a look at sort of, you mentioned the Porsche junction, we can go and have a little look at that again. How much help do you sort of want from me with your driving as regards sort of approaching junctions and gears and that sort of thing?
Not sure. I feel like I should be alright.
Okay.
Maybe just a little bit.
So we just have a look at you then and just see what you can remember and what you can't. Okie dokie. So if you want to get comfy. Okay.
Yep.
Well, happy? There's your key.
Thank you.
So obviously if there's anything that happens that I need to kind of help you with, anything that's sort of about to happen and I'm thinking, oh crikey, he's not dealing with this, I'll obviously talk you through it verbally if I can. I don't envisage I'll need the dual controls particularly today, but they are there if we need them. Okay, so move us away when you're ready. And it's just a normal lesson, Greg. It's, you know, just the fact that Lou's in the back is try and forget she's there if you can. So. Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, it's good, thank you. Yours?
It was. Nice and quiet, yes, which was what we wanted. Did you do much work? You get many hours?
No, I actually had quite a lot of time off compared to the usual, which is good.
So we're going to go to the end of the road and do what the only thing is we can do, which is turn right. So I'll direct you round. We'll do a bit of indie driving, following signs.
Yeah.
Just to keep going on that, as and when we can. But I'll direct you round where there's no signs. Don't know if you get too hot or too cold. Put your hat on, you'll be alright.
Yeah.
So at the end of the road we'll turn left. Roundabout will turn left, first exit. Roundabout will take the second exit straight on. Roundabout will take the second exit straight on. Now can you remember when we get second gear as we're approaching a junction? The timing of it? It's slightly different here because we've got a queue of traffic, but yeah, what you did at the previous junction was you got second kind of as we were almost on the junction, and then we ended up being actually in the right hand lane to go straight on. So I know we've talked about gears before, haven't we? So just, it's different here because we had to stop. But yeah, if we were in third now, we'd get second now. And just cover the brake with your right foot and keep to the left, so you'll pass it. Mirrors and signal to come on. a lot to remember with roundabouts, isn't there? So it's just a case of getting you back into it and getting the timing right. So you've got time to be at the right speed, so you've got time to look.
Yeah.
But also you've got the ability to be nice and safe as you're coming onto the roundabout as well. We'll take the second road on the left. It's the one just after the big sign with the prices of fuel on. So brakes are slow, second gear, that's it. Keep your brake covered with you, bring up your clutch. That's it. Keep your brake covered. That's it. Because then if there's something in this road we can't see, can we? So you know, what could there be as we turn into this road? What could cause us to have to slow down a bit more?
I know, big car.
Exactly, coming the other way, parked car, somebody walking the dog. Same goes for here.
Or a truck.
Yeah. So make sure you've checked your mirror, you know what's behind. So what roadworks have we got here then? That's a rhetorical question. That's an awful lot going on, isn't it? Looks like they've just had a little bit of a cone decoration. That's lovely. To take the next road on the left, just around the bend. Yes, if you do mirror signal now, just I think what we were talking about at the roundabout again as well. Bring up your clutch. That's it. Bring up your clutch. Cover your brake. Perfect. So if you cover your brake, A, there's no danger you'll put gas on and shoot round at top speed. And B, your foot's in the right place to gracefully stop rather than think, oh my goodness, what's that? I wasn't expecting that. And if you watch an experienced driver drive, their right foot is kind of going backwards and forwards quite a lot of the time over the brake and the gas, even if they're not pressing on the brake. You'll quite often put your foot over it. And it's something that skill that you can use in lots of places along here. Just looking to see if there's anything that's parked or people walking on the roads, no pavements. So we spend a bit of time just looking at the sort of the timing of your gear, you know, keeping. Remember defensive driving we talked about. Right gear, right speed for what's happening, basically. And it wants to feel smooth, it wants to feel nice, it doesn't want to feel as if you've raced into something and thought about it at the last minute. So for instance here, check your mirror, cover your brake a little bit, or at least ease off your gas, you know, just peer around the corner what's there, and then at the end of the road we'll turn left. So we'll put you in charge of your defensive driving, looking ahead, sort of having a little chat with yourself about what you've got going on and how that might affect you. Remember my saying, if in doubt, chicken out? Yeah. work on these gears and for the first bit of the lesson, and then we can have a look at the left reverse perhaps in the second half. I said it's good to put a signal on even though there's not really any other options. Can you remember what the reason was?
People behind you?
Oh, well, yeah, the people behind you and the people on the dual carriageway, but I do find that if you don't put a signal on, everybody kind of just sits there in the left-hand lane going, la la la, what am I having for my tea? Whereas if you put a signal on, they go, oh, hello, somebody wants to join on. And you will notice a difference. I notice a difference if I put a signal on to join on. People are more likely to move over for you or leave you a gap. And when it's safe, I want you to move into the right-hand lane. So same goes here. Yeah. So, at the end of the day, if you're changing lanes, if you don't put a signal on, they won't know you want to come across in this situation. This road's got lots of roundabouts, so we can practice the timing of your gears. If you think when you get to the roundabout, oh, that's a bit rushed, or I'm not sure if I can go or not, then you've probably approached just a little bit rushed. Maybe got your gear a bit late, giving yourself too many jobs at the last minute. Also, it can affect your position as well. You want to be looking ahead as well when you're on any junction, really. Particularly a roundabout, you want to think, right, what lane am I in and what lane am I heading for when I come onto the roundabout. And you kind of need to know that before you get to the roundabout, before you get to the line, rather than kind of come onto it and then go, right, now where shall I? Oh dear. But really, you know, you've not forgotten too much, have you? It's all coming together well. It's just, you know, having a little look at making sure all the basics are there, all your mirrors. Yeah, they're doing tests at Poole now as well. So you've got a choice, Bournemouth or Poole, but I'm pointing people towards Bournemouth because it is a bit nearer. You don't see the sign, or you're not sure, or you want to repeat an instruction, then I can do. So did you see the sign for Poole?
Yes.
Can you see you wander?
Oh, yeah.
What will sort that out is bringing up the clutch once you've got your gear. That will slow you down a little bit, and it will give you that time. Because when you're coming up to the roundabout in the left-hand lane, you've got to look to your right but keep to your left. And obviously roundabouts, they come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, but they are basically round. So to keep in the left lane, you will have to kind of angle a little bit to the left. So if you bring up your clutch, as I say, you won't be coasting in then, and you'll be at the right speed. You'll give yourself just that. It's only a split second, but it just gives you that extra time to go, right, okay, yeah, I can go, and I can also see where my road goes as well. So, as I say, say, it's important not just to look for your gap, but look for where you're heading for as well. So you're doing great for somebody who's not driven for 2 months. Nothing too desperate that we have to put right. So we carry on towards Poole. Come round and it gives you time to make absolutely sure they're not going to. That's better position. And if you just want a guide for when to get second gear and when to bring your clutch up, you want to have done it really. Most roundabouts, as you're coming up to them, they sort of curve around to the left slightly just before you get to the junction. So if you've aimed to have got your gear and brought up your clutch before it starts to curve around, then you've got your hand back on the wheel, ready to take yourself where you want to be and pull to the left if that's where you need to go. So let me just talk you through the timing of this one. So mirrors, brakes to slow. So just keep slowing down, because that's the only thing that will slow you down. That's it. And if we get into second about now, bring up your clutch sort of before it starts to curve around. Keep to the left, look to your right, and that's spot on. Well done. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Because what's happening is you were rushing up to them a little bit, giving yourself too much work really to do at the last minute, and then not positioning correctly at the roundabout. So we'll go straight on first exit at this roundabout. So see how you get on with this one with the timing yourself of the gear and the bringing up your clutch. And I think once you've cracked this, I think you'll find roundabouts that are just a lot easier in general. Cover your brake, because I can't see around that bike. That's it. Keep to the left. Yeah, mirror signals.
Oh, it's so when it's say straight on.
Yeah, I mean even there, some people mirror and signal before they come up to the junction as well, because there's no other exit. Although it shows straight on the side, it does feel like you're turning left. So we'll take the first exit to the left at the roundabout. So think about your gear. Keep your brake. Also, the other reason to look ahead is the car in front might have stopped and you weren't expecting them to. And then next roundabout, straight on the second exit. So this is a good one for positioning because it is quite tight and quite round. Mirrors and signals. So even though we finished with roundabouts for a little while, we can still practice what we were talking about, defensive driving, being at the right gear, the right speed at the right time, and looking ahead as well as looking. The further ahead you can look, the better really. When you're driving along, we're obviously looking at the things that are immediately going to affect us, but don't discard what's happening ahead and just kind of hold that in the back of your head whilst you deal with what's happening immediately in front of you. So at the main set of traffic lights, we're going to follow the signs for Poole. Okay. So what's the first thing you need to sort of, main hazard you need to think about on this road before the lights? What might you need to stop or slow down for?
For the lights? Or?
Before these traffic lights, what have we just gone through?
Another set of lights.
Yeah, what type of lights? What might have happened at those lights? Yeah, pedestrian crossing, yeah. So you're constantly kind of updating yourself on what's happening ahead. So if I sort of did a commentary drive of what's going through my head as I'm driving along, I'm sort of thinking, right, okay, the lights are on green. Oh, they're not on green, are they? They're on red. The lights are on red, so yeah, you've done the right thing putting your parking brake on. Keep an eye on your mirrors around you. Watch for any wobbly cyclists or motorbikes coming up through the centre. Just keep an eye on any pedestrians that might be about to leap into the road. Any that are sort of on the pavement now might have reached the road by the time we set off. Get ready to go. So you did a lovely job of checking your mirrors, and then as we come through, he's turning right, but he can get before us. Just glance right and left now, just to make sure no emergency services. And then I can see the car in front is braking, so check your mirror and just ease off your gas just to deal with that. And then the traffic lights will go straight ahead. So they've gone green, but a green traffic light very quickly can change to an amber one. So what must we do if it changes to amber before we get to the line?
Before we get to the line?
Yeah.
No, we stop.
We have to stop, that's right, yeah. So you've got to kind of approach at a speed that obviously is appropriate for dealing with that. And then we're going to go straight on at the next lights as well. So I would put the parking brake on now, just like we did before. That's it, and then you can get yourself sorted, check the mirrors, and then you mirror, and then new speed limit. Bit like a fuffle going on with some flashing lights of some sort. So he's broken down. And I'll be able to tell, and so will the examiner on your test, whether you've seen a hazard, because we'll be able to tell by how you're reacting to it, and what speed you're approaching at, and the gear that you're picking. So we're going to take the next road on the left, which is down in the dip, just after the pedestrian crossing. So cover your brake. Again, same reason as before. We can't see around the bend. Takes us down to the Porsche junction that you mentioned, that everybody loves so much. Do you want any help with it, or do you want to see how you get on, and I'll chip in if I need to? Okay, so basically what we're going to do is take the second road on the left, and then turn right onto the main road, yeah? Signal there as well. It's all quite quick, isn't it, because you haven't got very much space. What you did was fine if you'd have just bobbed on a right signal, just to tell everybody you're turning right. Your position was fine, that was okay. It can be a good idea as you turn in to get first gear, because it's slightly up a hill as well. Yeah, second's fine on the approach if you want to do that, but as with all turns into side roads, sometimes we get second, don't we, and then we go, oh, hang on a minute. and we've given ourselves enough time to get first gear then as we need to and as we've slowed down more. So this kind of fits into what we've been saying up till now, hasn't it? You know, second gear, but then you're in a position where you've got time to actually go, actually, is this gear still okay? What's changed? What's happening that I couldn't see or wasn't aware of? So at the next set of lights we will go straight on. So this brings us into an area where it's quite residential, lots of kinds of rights and left turns. So we'll practice what we've been doing with your gears. When we're turning left and right, deciding whether we want first or second. And making it smooth, that's the key. Hurt your leg? Did you fall funny while you were playing football?
Someone actually kicked me in the back of the leg, but at the time it wasn't as bad because I was playing, so I had adrenaline.
Yeah.
But after I realised that it was actually just all seized up.
The oncoming cars, you've picked that moment to overtake. Anything that's moving, give a signal for. A parked car, you're obviously, it's going to be obvious when you're coming round it, when the road ahead's clear. But with something that's moving, obviously the people around you don't necessarily know when you're going to overtake, so just let them know. We'll take the next road on the right, this one, Kidston Park Road. So remember, we want it nice and smooth in the right gear, so second's fine to begin with. And always sort of look into your road and just think, right, okay, what's going on in there, what might I need to deal with, what's on in there. Once we're around this truck, a mini roundabout, we're going to turn left, the first exit.
Sorry, where?
Left here, first exit. traffic lights will go straight on. You alright?
Yeah.
Nice to get back into the driving again.
Yeah.
So we're really near to the test centre now. These are all the roads that you'll come out onto when you start off, so no shortage of parked cars and things to go round, and anticipation and planning is key. So just always ask yourself, what can I see ahead? And if the answer's not very much, so what do your black and white arrows mean there?
Left.
They don't actually, well, it does mean that it goes round to the left, but it means there's such a very sharp bend.
Oh, right.
Okay. Now you don't get a sign for every bend in the road, so if it's got that sign, there's a good chance they really want you to know about it. And again, that might affect your speed and your gear. So let's get our head up and looking at the road signs. And if there's any that you don't know what they mean, I know you've done your theory, but it's not foolproof, is it? If you're looking at any signs and you don't just sort of guess what they mean, just shout and I'll make use of my font of useless knowledge to, to let you know. Because every road sign, as I say, it's there for a reason. And you need to look at it and think, okay, does that affect me? Am I going to need to act on that? Or adjust my driving in any way? Going back to the Porsche junction, we can do that. You know, again, another time. It's just a good idea just to get first as you turn in. So what type of crossing have we got ahead of us here? Stripey, black and white stripes?
Oh yeah, zebra.
Zebra, that's the one. Can we go? These mirrors strung around these parked cars. You tend to be okay going out to the right. It tends to be coming back in that sometimes we forget them, because remember there could be somebody standing behind the car, could have a trailer. So this black van looks like it's the last vehicle, so as we come up to him, check the mirror and then left. And as I say, you know, we've just seen a test go by, haven't we? This is real test route territory. We'll end up on roads like this. So at the end of this road we're going to turn right. So can you hear your signal knocked off? Maybe you've got a bit of a wiggle up to a junction. The car sometimes thinks that you've already turned, so just have a listen out for its winking. So can you remember we did this junction?
Oh yeah.
We're following the signs for the town centre. So I'll help you a bit on the first bit because it isn't very well marked. So we're going to be coming out when it's safe, and we need to be in the middle lane. Let's see if it says town centre.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
And then we stay in the left lane here. Can you see it just
turns
into two lanes? And then It's not brilliantly marked on the road, but look at your signs as well and keep following the signs for town centre. And you're kind of going to have to imagine where the middle of the road is a little bit, because it's quite worn in places. And quite often this sign here, the bus knocks it and it's it's not pointing the right way. That's nice. And then we're going to keep following the signs for the town centre.
Okay.
Alright. This is one of the little favourites on the independent drive, so should we check your side mirrors for bikes? So as I say, we're going to follow the signs for town centre now. So we can, over to you for your sort of your speed, your gears, a few roundabouts, and you're looking at signs as well. I'll help you if I need to, but if at any point there's anything that I need to chip in with, then I will do. And if you remember with the independent drive, if you get in the wrong lane, go the wrong way safely. The heat? Yeah, of course we can, yeah. Tell me if that's okay. It can take just a couple minutes to kick in. Again, your signal's knocked off, so. And then it's a bit hidden in the tree, this one, so I'll just help you a bit. It's the middle lane, straight on for the town centre. Which lane are you now? That's the one. Yes, you do sometimes have to imagine the lane markings on roundabouts. They give you lovely markings on the approach and then they just abandon you. So if you're the middle lane, then you usually become the left-hand lane on the roundabout. The right-hand lane obviously still exists, doesn't it? It's still there, and people are still trying to turn right, potentially from that lane. But your approaches are nicer now. You're getting your timing of your gear, and you'll find you're more confident with finding your gaps. What you don't want to do as well at a roundabout is stop unnecessarily, because you haven't had time to look properly and then end up in a fluster. Keep following the signs for town centre. roundabout. So now we're going to follow the signs of the Bournemouth International Centre. The the brown signs. Setting off if there's a motorbike 2 inches away from your wing mirror. Road in the world, and then straight on at the lights. So we're going to carry on following the signs for the BIC, Bournemouth International Centre. See the sign? It's right, yeah. There is. Next signal. Yeah, that's your first exit, that's your second. The third exit is a tiny little sort of side road that doesn't really go anywhere, so you are right, it is the fourth exit. Think which mirrors, which signals you're going to need, and again give yourself plenty of time to do it all and get there in a nice, organised, smooth fashion. Westbourne. Will turn right. Really cooled down a bit.
Yeah.
Not too cold though. You're having a hot day today.
Well, I'd put a lot of layers on.
I'll be turning right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, do you understand what the filters are?
Yeah.
How to, yeah.
Oh,
If you're turning right, you either need a solid green or a right hand arrow.
Oh, yeah.
And you haven't got either of those. I have seen lots of people turn right here when they shouldn't have done. But there we go, there's your arrow. Yes, that would have been quite dangerous if you'd done that, if I'd let you go through there, because obviously you didn't have a green light. So why do you think that happened? Do you think you just saw the green light and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw the car coming towards me.
So follow, just bends round to the left. Sorry, I had to use the dual controls there. Did you not see him?
Yeah, I thought I could.
Coming out of there. Yeah, he'd all kind of already started to come out, and you don't know how much sort of gas he's going to put on at that point, so if you don't think you can get out without causing him to even ease off his gas, you must wait for him. End of the road, we're going to turn right towards the town centre. Okay. Now take your time here, because it's not the nicest junction in the world. So, when you're trying to decide whether to go, decide whether you would cross over if you're going to be walking across a road. It's a good guide for whether you can drive it or not. Again, if in doubt, chicken out. It's not something you've had a problem with for the rest of the lesson today, so maybe it was just a funny moment. We'll keep an eye on it. Also, you were turning into a really narrow road and you didn't want to be rushing that.
Yeah.
You couldn't really put lots of gas on to kind of get you out. to things now. You are slowing down at better timing, getting your gears in better time. So keep that up, that's nice. First exit to the left towards Charminster. Just be careful here because there is just a little exit first before the first exit up to the town hall.
Oh, okay.
So just make sure you don't go to town hall. There's a barrier over, you'll see it as we come past it. It's not on the sign.
Right, so
yeah, this one here. Take the next road on the right. That black car in front's just turning in. Picky, we're a little bit close to the white line sometimes.
Oh, right.
So don't sort of hug the white line. Anything on overtaking or coming the other way or wanting to come past you. So just check your left mirror as you're kind of driving along if you're worried about your distance from the curb. Car's not as big as you think it is.
Yeah.
So your left mirror is a good place to look, just to see. So, drive your sort of your normal, even on a wide road, drive your sort of normal distance from the curb, which is about sort of there. So we go left at the end of this road. And then at the roundabout we'll go straight on. Second exit. Straight on. Left mirror. Whenever you're moving, remember we check them around parked cars, even if you're just going around a cone or a puddle or something. Even if you're moving just a few inches, you're affecting the cars around you. Set of traffic lights, we're going to turn left. Just be careful here because there is a junction.
Oh, right.
Yeah, just before the lights. Yeah, so why did I say that? Why?
For the people behind me, if I indicate left, do you think I was going left?
They could, the people behind you, yeah. What other people might it affect? How could it cause problem,
people
potentially.
the side of us.
Yeah, mainly the people coming out of the junction, actually, because they might see you with the left signal on for the lights and think, oh, brilliant, they're turning in.
Oh, right, yeah.
And come out in front of you, and you're left sort of having to slow down while they come out. But it's down to your signal being just that little bit early. So always look out for a junction before the one you want to take. And, you know, signals have got to be useful, timely. And again, I'm nitpicking, you know, it's not a great big problem that we've got to kind of spend hours addressing. Just be still a bit aware of that. So at the roundabout, follow the signs for Winton. Let's take the second road on the left, so not this one, the one just by the Green Winton sign, just after the lay-by with the parked cars in it. So what do you notice about this road when you turn into it looking at the signs?
One way.
So at the end of the road you're going to turn right. And then at the end of this road we'll turn left. Which you've absolutely stopped.
Oh, right.
Why have I said that?
Because it's a stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good idea to put your parking brake on. It's not
Oh, right.
it's not the law. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
On your test then there's not a danger, because it was safe to come out. You'd looked and it was okay, but the law states you must stop. So you
I remember because my brother fell.
Did he? Yeah.
He didn't stop even though it was clear.
I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know. It's one of those little things that can catch you out on your driving test. So if you put your parking brake on, there's no argument then that you've actually stopped. So even though it means you might miss a gap, you've got to stop. Because that's what the law says. So as we come up the hill here, we're going to keep in the right hand lane, and then at the roundabout we'll turn right. These approaches, particularly to the roundabouts, are much better now, much smoother. You've given yourself lots of time to suss it all out. That's great. So if we come off, in the right-hand lane, stay in the right-hand lane here, because we're going to go right at the roundabout towards Wimborne. Okay. Good. So we've done some good work on that, I think, today. Are you happy with that? So just the defensive driving, perhaps looking ahead a little bit more.
Yeah.
Perhaps would still be of benefit, but I think there's not a person alive that probably wouldn't benefit from that. And then we're going to, as I say, turn right at the roundabout, second exit. this sign means under the 40-mile-an-hour sign?
2A.
Yeah, two-way road. Why is it there? Why have you got a sign there, do you think?
Just because they're crossing in the middle of the road.
No, it does mean it's a two-way road, but what have we just come off? What kind of road? I'll give you a clue. 2 lanes going the same way.
One way.
Dual carriageway.
Dual carriageway.
Yeah. You quite often get those signs if you've just come off a dual carriageway or at the end of a one-way street. It's just to make you go, oh, it's no longer a whatever you've just come off.
Yeah.
All right. Because you don't obviously get a two-way road sign in every road. Could be one at every junction, wouldn't there? Okay, so we're going to go straight on at the main lights. Set of lights, we'll take the first road on the left, so we're back on the one-way system. You've got to kind of wear different hats for different areas. 70-mile-an-hour dual carriageway, you'll have a certain hat and a certain awareness of certain hazards.
Yeah.
And then you might turn down a little country lane and suddenly it's different speed limit, different hazards. So it's all about adapting your driving where you are. About the left reverse at the beginning, so we'll work our way to somewhere where we can do that. So just on the way to doing the left reverse, let's really have a look at your awareness and planning, defensive driving. Really show me that you're looking in your mirrors, you know what's around you, what's coming up ahead, and if you're in the right speed, the right gear, I'll know what you've seen. All right. As I say, if there's anything you're not sure of, do ask me. This will be a good sort of telltale sign as to how ready for the test we are as well. You know, me just sort of sitting back a little bit and going, right, okay, if you go, I'll direct you round. So at the roundabout ahead, we're going to turn right towards Kinston. Basically your job is to shut me up, which you are doing beautifully. Get these mirrors around the park card. It's easy to get distracted with what's coming towards you, which obviously is important. Also, you might have some nutter on a bike behind you. They do exist, unfortunately. imagine a tennis match round here with your mirrors. So have you got insurance on your car at home, or?
No, I don't think so. Well, provisional.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So you could practice if kind of you needed to.
Yeah.
Of the road we're going to turn right. And then when we've turned right, we're going to go at the roundabout. So Tesco's is, we're going to turn right at the roundabout. So turn, as you turn right here when it's safe, turn into the right-hand lane. So you're following the sign for through traffic. So right, third exit past Costa. And you can go on the cobbles on this roundabout, I might have said that before. That's the only one where the examiners have said to go on the cobbles because it's just a bit of a weird shape. If you swing out to the left, it does encroach rather a lot on the lane to the left.
Yeah.
That's a really busy crossing as well there, so quite often on the roundabout you'll have to stop and keep clear.
Yeah.
So again, it's all about looking ahead, looking to see what's written on the road. We'll go straight on. Roundabout, follow the sign for Ferndown. want you to follow the sign for Wimborne. These lights take ages, especially if you get just as it's gone red. Road on the right, it's more or less opposite the Horns pub. Okay. You'll see a post box on your right hand side, and it's just after that. take the next road on the right. It's just after the red car.
Oh right.
Yeah. Bit more after the red car. I'm sure you wouldn't have gone up somebody's driveway, would you? At the end of the road. And then once we turn right, if we could pull up and park on the left just before the next junction. So just here. Don't get too close to the corner. Good, have a little rest. Are you alright temperature wise?
Yeah.
You alright in the back, my love? Good. I think we've cracked a few things today. We've got you thinking a little bit more ahead of things. We could still probably, if I'm being fussy and pernickety, work a little bit more on that. Yeah. But as I say, there's not a person that drives on the road that probably doesn't benefit from a defensive driving lesson at some point in their life. What you're doing is really nice. It's really good. You're pretty much at test standard. You're not far away at all. You're really not. The only thing, as I say, don't be frightened to stop sometimes. Sometimes I feel that we're kind of staying in second gear and going, it'll be fine, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. Yeah. And it is fine, but we don't want to be taking any risks. Sometimes if you've just got to stop and get first skid to take it all in, do that. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to be sort of sloping into junctions and out of junctions without having properly looked that it is safe and we know what we're driving into as well. Never assume when you're driving. Just imagine everybody else is a total nutter, and don't assume they'll do the right thing, because as we know they obviously don't. They signal wrong, they position wrong. We want to drive as well and as safely as we can, making allowances for everybody else's strange behaviour. But it's nice what you're doing. It's really good. You've really improved, I think, from last time. Your defensive driving and your speed up to stuff is nice, and it's good. Your sign following's okay. You're knowing what you're doing with that, and you're interpreting the signs well. That's fine. You mentioned about the left reverse.
Just before you go into that, can I change the battery on my phone, on my camera?
Yeah, of course you can.
All you need to do is pull out that bit of paper that you can see stuck in there. If you can grab that.
Is this a technical bit of paper?
It is all very. That's it. And then the whole camera should now slide out.